Hey everyone, this is Lawrence Watkins with the Black Financial Channel, and welcome to our Black Financial interview series. Today, we are speaking with our new real estate wholesaling instructor, Jessica Myers. Jessica is a real estate developer and entrepreneur from Epiq Collective, and you can find out more about her and her company at jessicamyers.com. That's jessicamyers.com. And today we're talking all about real estate wholesaling in the age of COVID-19. So Jessica, how are you doing today?
I am doing very well. Thank you for having me. It's such a special time. We are in unprecedented times, but that's where we get the time to really put the focus on our business and really gain financial freedom and take our power back. So that's what has me so amped and so excited about being able to reach and connect with individuals about the power of wholesaling and getting started in real estate amidst the craziness that's going on.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of opportunity right now, and a lot of opportunity for individuals to make money while also doing a little bit of good as well.
Mhm.
So, can you talk just maybe a couple of minutes about your background? How did you get into real estate wholesaling? And then what has real estate wholesaling leapfrogged you to in terms of like next steps in your real estate journey?
So I actually started out my career. I went to one of those weekend courses, like, oh, come get inspired. There they were talking about real estate, and I was like, I know I want to leave my job. I know I need to do something different. I don't want to be at the hands of someone else laying me off. What can I do? So when they said, cool, come here this weekend, you learn about real estate, great. But then when they hit me with the $20,000 price tag, I was like, oh, whoa. Like, wait, am I buying a house or am I learning about real estate? So they actually hit me with the price tag, but I was like, you know what? I got to do this. I got to do this. So I paid for the course. And then when I got out, I still was like, well, where do I go? What do I do? It still left me with so many questions to have spent that much money and still be lost. So that's where I was like, okay, I got to pick it up. I got to get my bootstraps. So I joined a networking group. I found a mentor. I found a coach, someone I can touch and feel. And that's how ultimately he helped me to get through to my first 4 deals in real estate. And that's how I got my start. But it took me being hungry. That $20,000 course barely took me to the door. But that's where I was like, you know what? There was nobody there to help me to the extent that I needed when I first started. It took a while to find that mentor. It took a while to get into my first deal. So now having access and being able to work with individuals to help them get their start, the very help that I needed when I was lost and really ready to take off and change the dynamics of my life, it's invaluable to find someone that can lay out the track that ultimately can help get you financial freedom through real estate wholesaling.
Well, let's talk about real estate wholesaling. So first, can you define what real estate wholesaling actually is? And then we'll get into some of the current opportunities because the world is changing at a very fast rate right now. So I want to explore what those opportunities look like during, I guess, the COVID-19 era.
So, to put it simply, real estate wholesaling is a way to allow you to get involved in real estate by connecting buyers with motivated sellers. So, it's simply a way to allow the transaction to take place without having to put up any of your own funds. You help to connect, you're the middleman that connects someone who desperately needs to sell their home for whatever reason and someone who is looking to invest and purchase a home for an investment to put money into. You, as the wholesaler, are the connector of the two to bring those two together. And in that, you get paid an assignment fee or marketing fee. And those fees generally range from $5,000 to $10,000. Some could be more, some could be less. But these are ways that you can get involved in real estate without having to put up any of your money and you actually get paid.
Interesting. So basically, you are out there finding deals and being the market maker between, the buyer and the seller.
Yes.
And based off of that, you get a marketing fee for, actually making that happen.
Yes, yes. And I know it may sound simple, but obviously there is a process to it, right? And
Mhm.
that's what we explore through the course, through the mentorship, and through the coaching. We tell you how to do it. We tell you how to find a deal. We tell you how to get creative and how to attract those buyers to coming to you. Because I know when I first got involved, it was a little intimidating. When you think about buying a house, you're talking about an important purchase. You're talking about at least 6 figures. You're like, who has this money? Where is it going to come from? Not me. I don't know how to do this. But that's the point of being a wholesaler. You're not the one on the hook to pay all that money. You can actually have buyers coming to you for deals. And those are some of the tricks in the trade that we teach in this course, which I'm so excited about.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more because this is the second course that you've taught within the Black Business School.
Mhm.
A few months ago, you did a master lecture, which is a 2 hour, 2.5 hour type of lecture
Yes.
on this particular subject. And the course that's coming up that you're starting on next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time will be a 6-week course on real estate wholesaling.
Mhm.
But the first time around, a lot of people were asking questions in regards to the unique circumstance of COVID-19 and how it is affecting just real estate in general, but more specifically, real estate wholesaling. So can you talk about that a little bit more in terms of like COVID-19 and its impact on the real estate wholesaling sub-industry?
So ultimately, as a wholesaler, you're a problem solver. When I use the term motivated seller, what does motivated mean? Well, there are about 5 reasons or 5 categories that generally people fall under the premise of motivated. They're going through unfortunate disaster, which we just had a huge storm in Atlanta this week, and there are damages to the property that's beyond what they can do. We're also going into could be a disagreement. Maybe you have two partners, don't know what to do with the house, and they just need to get out immediately. Then you have disability, where unfortunately someone may be at a point where they can no longer use their home. Then you have, unfortunately, where people have passed away. So death, where someone may have gone away and now you don't know what to do with the property. And then you have divorce, where people are separating and they need to get rid of the deal. So when you have something like a pandemic, which may have caused economic distress, it may have caused people to unfortunately lose their jobs. Unfortunately, loved ones are gone that are not coming back. Those are economic indicators where you come in as a wholesaler and connecting with those individuals going through those issues, not knowing what to do with their real estate. That's where you come in and you're a problem solver. That's where you can come in and you're helping to provide a solution by way of your buyers that you're giving them access to. So, in the midst of the pandemic, people are still going through the same problems. They're still going through all of these issues, and they need to now more than ever sell their home, but people aren't out there, marketing their homes because, you got realtors that are staying at home. So now they need even more resources and help of how do I sell my house now? How do I can't I don't have the money for the repairs. The property is damaged and it needs so much work. What do I do in the midst of a pandemic? So that's where you're able to come in and seize this opportunity and really help bring real estate solutions to motivated sellers that are in need. And so that's where even now in a pandemic, we have ways that you can and systems that you can set up in your process of getting these buyers and connecting these motivated sellers that can help you do it from your home. You don't have to be out in the field. You don't have to, be in someone's face in the midst of social distancing trying to do the deal. We teach you systems that can automate the process and make sure you can close the deal without ever having to leave your home. We're actually closing on a deal now in Oklahoma to a property we've never even seen. We never even stepped inside of. And now, because we were able to set up the team, set up the systems, we're able to operate completely virtually. And that's the access now that you can have to a trade or a skill that can generate at least $5,000 to $10,000 per deal without ever having to leave your home. That is the beauty of what you can step into through wholesaling in real estate.
Yeah, I find it to be very interesting. The I guess process of wholesaling moving to virtual because there's this image of wholesaling and people out there on the streets on the corner really just looking at different properties and neighborhoods that may have more wholesaling deals, that type of thing, and just knocking on doors and that type of stuff. But you're talking about, doing a lot of this in a virtual type of setting. And I find it to be interesting. And the pandemic is really accelerating trends that were already happening. So what would have taken 10 years to happen has taken, 6 months to a year as well. But I want to step back for one quick moment and go in a little bit deeper in regards to like ethics as it relates to, real estate wholesaling, because some people would frame that as like you are, taking someone's home. If you're, doing wholesaling, like, you're just preying upon the weak, and the unfortunate. What would you say to someone who has that, particular thought process in terms of real estate wholesaling?
But that's why my focus and the language that I use has been intentional. And honestly, when you talk to a lot of wholesalers, you may not find, or instructors or people like that, you may not find them coming from the angle of being solutionist. Because when you stick it being a solution, it's identifying the problem and now providing the solution. To your point, if you see a property and you may take advantage of someone, that means that you're putting your needs above their needs. And so what I'm saying is understand why, what are the demands, what's causing them. So if they can no longer afford their home, right? So you can have someone coming in, I'm going to prey on you and I'm going to just take your home from you, right? Or have someone who can no longer afford it. So I'm going to help you get into a better situation. So when you look at it from that angle, you're only helping and increasing. You're not forcing anyone to do anything. And you're definitely, you're giving them the value that they need and that they desire for their home. So it's not like you're undervaluing their property either, because that can be taken advantage of. If I know that your house is worth 100,000, but I'm only giving you 10,000, those are things that's like, okay, where are your ethics? Like, yes, I want to make money, but I can give you 20 or 30. I can give you 40 or 50. I can get you closer to, still want it at a discount. You still want to make sure that you're able to get a property that makes sense, but you want to make sure that you give value. And you want to see too, what are their indicators and understand why they're moving. Like I said, I gave you the common, the 5 Ds and the common indicators for opportunity, but you definitely want to make it relational. That's why when I call, I'm understanding your problems. I'm understanding what you're going through so that I can provide a viable solution. Now, if I just look at it as what I can get out of it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, then yes, I'm going to be self-serving. I'm not going to care what problems you're going through that put you in this situation. So that's why I framed it that way, of being solutionist, because now when you're providing a solution to that problem, it's not praying, it's helping. So if you're just one-sided and thinking, I just want to get as much money as I can get, I'm gonna get mine and don't worry about you, that's when you fall along the lines of, are you doing this ethically? Are you really helping the community? Are you just being self-serving? And so that's where I focus and my emphasis on providing solutions. And that way you don't have to worry about a lot of pushback. So now it's you actually are in a better position because you don't have to worry about many objections. Because now that I'm coming to you as a solutionist, you don't have to worry about picking me as a wholesaler or someone else, because I'm providing a full service approach versus just simply trying to get your home so that I can make a buck. But if you think about it in a totality way, like I'm really helping them with solutions. Maybe they can't afford their home because they lost their job. Maybe their loved one was really the pinnacle of the family. Now I can sell this asset to help relieve us of financial stress. Not, oh, somebody died, let me go get in there. But let me be a help to what they, maybe this person left without a will, or without leaving any insurance, or without leaving any financial anything to help us out financially. So now we have this property that we can actually sell and we can actually make money, so that now we have something that we can live. So if you think about it from providing solutions, then you don't have to worry about it being a misfit ethically.
Yeah, so when you taught the course a few months back, the real estate wholesaling master lecture, which is a 2.5 hour type of piece of content that we have in the Black Business School, is one of our highest rated lectures that we've done, and people really enjoy the content that you were sharing throughout that time. One of the things that you mentioned is having real estate wholesaling be a stepping stone for an individual to become a full-on real estate investor, meaning putting up their own money to do these deals as well. So
Yes.
can you talk about what that process looks like in terms of moving from a wholesaler to a full-on real estate developer?
Well, I always start any course or anything about understanding your why, knowing why you get into it, knowing the end before the beginning, knowing the journey. And the point a lot of people run to real estate for is they want to be in control of their own economic freedom. Because unfortunately, we've had the highest number of unemployment rates that we've ever had. For anybody who's like, oh, I need to hold on to my job for security, this economy is showing you it ain't that secure. So one of the things is that I understand that I want economic freedom through this real estate journey. How much do I need to generate to replace my income? From that, that's where I'm like, oh, if I can make 40 or $60,000 from a flip, but I don't have, but it may take me $30,000 to get into that flip. How do I get that kind of money? Do I save up, which could take forever? Wholesaling allows me to cut that time in half by learning about real estate, understanding the deal without having to put up any of my own funds, while learning the numbers, while learning how to analyze a deal, while learning what experienced buyers look for. I mean, really, technically, as a wholesaler, you're paying those buyers to ultimately be your mentor because they're the ones who are doing the flipping. They can show you the economics of it. Because it's one thing to make between $5,000 to $10,000 on a wholesale deal, which may take a matter of 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if you really go hard. But it's another thing to generate $40,000 to $60,000 on a flip, which may take 4 to 6 months. So it's like, if I really put my time and my energy to the long game, but I do wholesaling to learn, to save, to really get my systems together, to learn from these investors that are flipping the deals, I can now put myself on a path that I can be flipping. And even beyond flipping and renovating, and by flipping, I mean being the actual one to purchase the home, renovate the home, and then sell it on the retail market. That's a true flipper, builder, someone who's actually taking on the risk of the project to do it. Because as a wholesaler, you're not taking on the risk, but you're learning the same concepts. So it's a gateway into financial freedom. Because some people, I know for me, I can only speak for myself. That's my income in one flip for an entire year. So now, if I can find a way to make that 2 flips, make that 3 flips, I've now doubled and tripled my annual income in a shorter amount of time. So that's what I'm excited about flipping and doing renovations, because it actually grew. I started out as a wholesaler, and it's only so many times I can keep passing on a property to a buyer, telling them they can make $50,000 from this deal. Oh, you can make $60,000 from this deal. It's like, whoa. I can make $50,000 from this deal. I can make $60,000 from this deal. And now I know how to analyze the numbers. Now I know how to make this deal work that I've been wholesaling this whole time. And now I know all the steps that I need to bring this into my reality. So ultimately, wholesaling is a gateway into becoming a flipper and a renovator by allowing you to save money, by allowing you to analyze the deals and learn from investors that are buying it and flipping. And it's less risk that you have to worry about taking on while you explore and learn. So that's what I love about the journey and the pathway of taking wholesaling first and then doing flipping. It's almost like an internship, if you will,
Yeah.
to the actual job.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I think that's wonderful. And the reason I love having you on and having you as an instructor in the Black Business School is that you explain things in such a clear and understandable way. I'm looking at the comments in the chat, and they're saying, saying the exact same thing with regards to that. So, speaking of the course a little bit more, the course starts this Thursday, November 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll start the marketing promotion. It'll go on sale sometime this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. But what can people expect from this 6-week masterclass that you'll be teaching?
Oh, I'm excited. As you mentioned, I've given the 2-hour course. I'm talking now. So I feel like I've talked enough. I'm bringing on my friends and master wholesalers. They are in the fields doing this, teaching you systems, teaching you best practices, going through tough negotiations with sellers. We're really going to take a deep dive to make sure that you get the numbers right. The biggest thing, the thing that scares people is like, oh my God, what if the numbers aren't right? I'm going to have an attorney on who's really going to go through title issues, because that's another thing. It's one thing to find the opportunity, another thing to get it under contract. But if that house has title issues and you have to work through some things, I have an attorney on that'll really go through and break down the common mistakes that she sees, not only from wholesalers, but from sellers that maybe forgot to pay their taxes, forgot to pay the water bill. And so now you got a huge lien against the property. And even though the owner's ready to sell, the buyer's ready to buy, Now you got a huge price tag that's in the middle that's keeping you from the transaction. So I have an attorney on that'll help you break all of that down. Just really making sure that you have your systems in place to automate this process. Because I'm not doing real estate to create another job for myself. I'm doing real estate so that I can keep traveling the world, experiencing and enjoying life to really create financial freedom for myself and my family. That's my goal. So you can do it because you want another job, but I'm doing it because I want my time. And so that's what we're going to prepare you for, how to set up the systems in place so that you can automate this business so they can really generate financial freedom for you and your family.
Wonderful. Jessica, thank you so much for your time today. So everyone, please be on the lookout for Jessica Meyer's course within the Black Business School. It will go on sale this weekend, and it starts on November 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. She is teaching our new course, our 6-week masterclass on real estate wholesaling. If you all like this interview, please go ahead and press the thumbs up button. The more love that you show us, the more love that Google's algorithm and YouTube's algorithm shows us, so more and more people will be able to watch this content. Make sure that you share and subscribe to the Black Financial channel as well before you get out of here today. So on behalf of Jessica Myers, my name is Lawrence Watkins. You all take care, be blessed, and have a wonderful day.
And can I say one more thing?
Yeah, one more thing. Go ahead.
One more thing, one last thing before I let you go. If ever, I know a lot of people are always waiting for the right time, the right moment. There will never be another better moment than now. You got the time, there are resources, you can get the know-how. If you are waiting for that right moment, when else will you have this amount of time on your hands to really invest in yourself and not put the fate of your future to what someone else has going on? So take the time, make the step, and I look forward to seeing